Fast Forecast with Leslie Hudson.
Hey you guys, thanks for stopping in for our Saturday Fast Forecast and our continuing coverage with Hurricane Dorian. We begin in Miami, where it was long lines on Friday afternoon, folks trying to gas up their cars in preparation for what Dorian will bring over this long holiday weekend. Our next stop, Cocoa Beach, Florida. Many businesses here also closing up shop for the long holiday weekend, telling Dorian to go far away from the state of Florida. And folks continue to make preps in earnest this weekend as the deadline approaches to get all of your hurricane preps done. And our last stop, Jacksonville, Florida, and a heavy downpour here Friday morning, flooding out the city streets there, folks getting around town. This was not directly related to Dorian, but certainly was a mess nonetheless. All right, speaking of Dorian, this has been a powerful and intensifying storm over the last 24 hours. Now a major, dangerous Category 4 hurricane. You can see this well-defined eye. Good outflow here, those high Cirrus indicating a very powerful, dangerous hurricane, and we expect there to be a room to grow with Dorian to get even a little stronger in these coming days. So a very dangerous situation that we all are keeping a very close eye on. It's about 500 and change miles away from the state of Florida, by the way, continuing to move towards the west-northwest. Radar and satellite, I wanted to show you this because 24 hours ago, this was not a well-defined hurricane, and look how it came together in 24 hours. Extremely well-organized, a fine-tuned machine, and approaching ominously towards the coast of Florida and the southeastern U.S. So in these coming days, we're still going to have some nuances here to the forecast, so you really need to stick around and keep checking back. So we've got hurricane watches for the areas over Andros Island, hurricane warnings for the northwestern Bahamas, and we'll likely see those extended as we get into the weekend. Official path from the Hurricane Center, again, generally towards the west-northwest, but the timing of the turn of Dorian, of course, the big question, and how much will we see of an impact here across the state of Florida and the southeastern U.S. We've seen a lot of different scenarios play out on Friday, and we could see more of that. We've seen trending in the models away from Florida because the steering currents for Dorian are forecast to break down. Now, this particular model, which is the GFS, shows when we're going to start to see those winds roll into Florida. So they're going to be coming in as early as Sunday night, Labor Day, and of course Tuesday. But look at this, the center of circulation stays off the coast of Florida in this scenario. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but there is a possibility it could, still impacting the state of Florida directly with hurricane force winds, not at a Category 4, but we also now see the Carolinas and Georgia in play. So this really is an interesting forecast that continues to change, in some cases hour by hour. So you got to keep checking back with us this holiday weekend. I know folks are trying to enjoy the 3-day weekend, but if you're in this area of the country, you really need to be keeping an eye on what's going on. 5 to 10 inches of rain possible in the state of Florida in the coming days. I think this is even underdone. We are expecting to probably see a little more than that, especially if it moves slowly up the state of Florida and part of the hurricane is in the ocean and part of it is over land. It's going to be a big mess. A look at the GFS and the Euro. These are tightly in alignment with one another, but then they split as we get closer to land. The GFS up towards the north, the Euro down towards the south, both of them staying off the coast of Florida and recurving back towards the Carolinas, and then possibly being a situation for the Carolinas, the outer barrier banks there, and then recurving out to sea. All of these scenarios, we just don't know how it's going to verify, you guys, but things are changing, so make sure you keep updated. All right, look at the infrared across the lower 48. We've had a big burst of thunderstorm activity across parts of the western U.S. earlier this week. Things looking great now, but the northeast, by the way, looking fantastic for the Labor Day weekend. 70 for Boston, 78 Cleveland, 83 for Philly, and we've got beautiful weather as well across the south, across the Midwest rather. 78 Chicago, 75 Minneapolis, and 85 in Omaha, and we've got 80s and 90s across the central U.S. 77 Seattle, 81 for Portland, 97 the forecast for Sacramento. Now, as we head into the forecast again, the weather picture for the rest of the country looking pretty good. Now, there's going to be some exceptions. We've got some storms across the high plains. Those will be dissipating as we get into Saturday night. Stalled fronts here kind of just helping to enhance the rain chances across the southeast, but of course all eyes will be focused on Dorian and what it will bring.
My radar, keeping you ahead of the storm.